Tractate Bava Batra, page 158 at the Mishnah. Here we are, Long Island, New York. Great pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to see new faces. And it's a great feeling to get all these beautiful notes and emails from people around the globe. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all from all over the world for watching us. God bless you. Here we are, the Mishnah, dealing with a situation of unexpected inheritance and disputation within the family. Let's first read the Mishnah and go with the details. Nafal habayit alav ve'al ishto. Here we have a case that husband-wife should never happen to anyone, but passed away as a result of crisis. In this case it was just type of either earthquake or other nature crisis. So the house collapsed. The problem is, as far as the legality is concerned, we are not sure who passed away first. And since the Rashbam explains that there are possibilities, many, such as children from previous marriages, such as a estate or connection with heirs that come from different sides of the family, so therefore, יורשי הבעל אומרים אישה מתה ראשונה ואחר כך מתה בעל. יורשי האישה אומרים בעל מת ראשון ואחר כך מתה אישה. Here you have a disputation between the children, the heirs, either children or other connected blood family members. The one who connected to the husband said that she passed away first. The one who connected to her said that he passed away first. Obviously, Jewish law here is have a lot of derivatives. So before we go to derivative, let's first see the opinion. So here we have two houses, the house of Shammai and the house of Hillel, both righteous, just different attitude and different views to the case. Beit Shammai אומרים יחלוקו. Beit Shammai said, you just take the estate as is, divided between the heirs of the husband, the heirs of the wife, and just split it and goodbye. ובית הלל אומרים נכסים בחזקתן. So first let's read Beit Hillel and then understand the concept. So they said nechasim, the estate, which is nechsei tzon barzel, permanent estate. So those estate will stay in their kind of a previous ownership status. And then ktubah, the marriage contract between husband and wife, bechezkat yorshei abal, they have the chazakah, the assumption of ownership by the heir of the late husband. So we have the concept of motzi mechavero alav haraya, the one who has the claim, the burden of proof is upon the claimant, the one who wants to put it from the other party. And then nichnasim v'yotzim ima bechazkat yorshei av, any type of possession that brought with her the marriage is called nichsei milog, which is those property that used by the husband during the marriage time is in the possession of the heir of the woman's father. Now, just a little bit more, we need to understand three important concepts. One is the ktubah. Ktubah is rabbinic, we explained many times, is the agreement that the husband have toward his wife. Obviously, it depends on the status. If she is a betula, it's 200. If it's a almana, for example, if she's in a state of second marriage, is 100. But is the marriage contract that involved with a financial commitment the husband made toward his wife. That's one claim that handed over by her children. Now, in some cases, it's by the children of that union of husband and wife. So it can be by the children of the husband, soon you see by the Gemarrah. But that's basically the idea of contract, is a sum of the money that's spelled out in the contract, can be the basic marriage contract, can be tosefet, additional money that was committed during the time of marriage. That's one subject. The other one is called nichsei tzon barzel. We explained it several times in Tractate Bava as well as Kiddushin. When a wife, husband getting married, sometimes she bring estate that she owns prior to the marriage. So that estate, for example, if it's a large field, orchard, that contains orange trees, okay, so the estate remain with her no matter what. She have the principle, she have the estate regardless if tomorrow she gets divorced or lost her husband, it's her estate. Versus nichsei milog, which is those oranges that the husband can use during their marriage, which means he has the access to the joint estate by have the fruit of that orchard or whatever they brought to their marriage, he can use during the course of their marriage. So that called nichsei milog, in a sense, is the temporary estate. It's not the principal. In a way, it's like the interest that the husband have the access and possess doing the joint account, joint marriage. So since we have this called nechasim hayotzim, hanichasim vayotzim ima, which means we assume that the Rosh and others say that this, it's dilemma, it's safek, it's predicament, if the husband inherited it from his wife or not, because as we said at the very early stage, we do not know who passed away first, and originally it was part of the estate of her, the wife's family, so you cannot take away the estate from them. But soon we go to the Gemara, and the Gemara is going to elaborate on that. 158b. So now the Gemara deal with Hillel's view that said nechasim bechezkatan, the estate stay with is the framework of the owner, and they ask a question: what exactly, when it's come to nichsei tzon barzel, that's original estate that she brought, what does that mean when you use the term bechezkatan, in the possession? Bechezkat mi, in whose possession does the guarantee property remain? Now you see a disputation, three views. Rabbi Yochanan amar bechezkat yorshei abal. Rabbi Yochanan said is in a possession of the husband's heir. Rabbi Lazar amar bechezkat yorshei isha. Rabbi Lazar said that is in a possession of the wife heirs, as the property came from her father's house and therefore belongs to her. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish mishum bar kapara omer yachaloku. He said that they divide the property between them. Why? Because she brought the estate from her father's house. So originally when she was alive, it was her. And the heir that comes from her late husband, he took the guarantee and he basically have the kinyan, the matter of transactions, possessions with her estate during his lifetime. So therefore there is a reason for each party to claim access to that estate, and that's the reason why he held that they should divide it. The Chidushei Haran elaborates and said each side can pull strings, and therefore you do it that way. He says since each side is come and want to inherit, so therefore by force of circumstance they divide the property between all of them. I would like to share with you two important halachot from the Rambam. The first one is the Rambam in Ilchot Nachalot chapter 5. Consider a case where a house collapsed in a husband and wife, and the husband did not have any children from his wife, and it is unknown who died first. In this case, the husband's heir inherit the main sum and the additional sum stated in a marriage contract, even if he, meaning if the husband had set aside specific property for the payment of her ktubah, of her marriage contract. That's the Chelkat Mechokek. The Shulchan Aruch in Even HaEzer, chapter 90, said that the wife's heir inherit the nichsei milog, the useful property that she brought to the marriage. Also, another halacha is the Rambam, Ilchot Nachalot, chapter 5, Seif Vav 6. Consider a case where a house collapsed and a husband and wife, and he did not have any children from her, and it is unknown who died first. With regard to the guarantee property, the husband heir and the wife heir divided between them equally. That's basically followed the view of Bar Kapara, who was Rabbi Yochanan's teacher, and you see the same way as the Shulchan Aruch Even HaEzer chapter 90 rule. Next Mishnah, Nafal Abayit alav ve'al imo. Here is a situation of son and mother, that the house collapses on a son and his mother, and you don't know now who died first. The son died first, the mother died first, so you don't know. And the mother, parental's family, they claim that the son died first, and therefore they inherit from their part of the mother. And the son's heir claim that the mother died first, and therefore the son inherited from her, and the inherited go for the son. So the Mishnah said, Eilu va'eilu, both Bet Hillel and Bet Shammai agree upon, Modin sheyachaloku, they concede that they have to divide the property between them. Amar Rabbi Akiva, Modani bezo shanchasim bechezkatan. Rabbi Akiva disagree, and he said, I concede that the property remains in its previous ownership status. Later we explain why. Amar lo ben Azai, al chalukim anu mistarim al shebat ela shebat yachalek alenu et hashavin. He says we already have a big trouble with the concept for those cases where Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel are disagree. So now you intend to bring us a disagreement with regard to the case that we already agreed. Bechezkat. So the Gemara asks a question to whose possession that the property remain. Rabbi Ilah Amar Bechezkat Yorshei Ha'em. Rabbi Ilah said it remains in a possession of the mother's heir. Rabbi Zera Amar Bechezkat Yorshei Haben. Rabbi Zera hold that it remains a possession of the son's heir, because the son is the closest kin that entitled to have it. Ki salik Rabbi Zera kam b'shitetei Rabbi Ilah, kam rabba b'shitetei Rabbi Zera. Some take it out. Amar Rabbi Zera, shma mina, avira de Eretz Yisrael machkim. So he concludes from that the spirit, the air of Eretz Yisrael make a person's wise. You see, if you remember, we studied it in Tractate Bava, page 75, and the Tractate Murah, page 29. The whole idea of spirit of Eretz Yisrael, for those who follow properly the path of God and have a fear of God and etc., they have, just by being there, they get their wisdom. The Shla Kadosh, the great Kabbalist, the Shla Kadosh, in Tractate Ta'anit, Perek Torah or Ot Kuf Aleph, he said that that's the reason why Yehoshua, the successor after Moshe Rabbeinu, is called Bin Nun. Bin Nun, in a simple way, is the son of someone by the name of Nun. But he explained the Shla Kadosh that because he's the one who brought people to the Holy Land, that the heir makes a person wise, so therefore he received, which the Kabbalistic literature call Chamishim Sha'arei Bina. Nun is the 50 gates of understanding, of wisdom. So, and when the children of Israel sinned, the pasuk said, Tav'u ba'aretz she'areha, which means that's the 50 gates of understanding, Chamishim Sha'arei Bina. And the commentator, the Seforno, and at the very end of the Torah portion of Noach, he said that since the land of Israel did not lo gushma beyom za'am, which means that according to our tradition, the Mabul, the great flood, took place in the entire world, but not in Eretz Israel. That's, if you remember, we studied it in Gemara in Tractate Zvachim, page 113. So therefore the air of Eretz Yisrael did not damage during the crisis of the great flood, the same way that all the other world, as a result of great flood, the deterioration of the environment and the quality of the air went down as a result of the flood. So therefore Avira de Eretz Yisrael machkim, the air of Eretz Yisrael make a person wise. Furthermore, the Maharsha explains, that's basically the pasuk in book of Dvarim, chapter 32, that when Moshe Rabbeinu, before he departure from this world, he have a chance that the Almighty took him and said, you can go and see Eretz Israel. So God took him to that high mountain and said to him, Ale el har ha'avarim hazeh, go to this high mountain, ur'eh, and you go and see the land of Canaan, asher ani noten libnei Israel ha'achuzah, that I'm about to give to the children of Israel as a permanent land. So since Moshe Rabbeinu natan et einav, he put his sight to Eretz Israel, that create a tremendous effect on Eretz Israel, that is machkimat peti, that it brings a person wisdom to ever enter the Eretz Israel. So that's another explanation why Avira, the air of Eretz Israel, makes a person wise. Veta'amamai. So the Gemara asks, what exactly the reason why this the property remains in the possession of the mother's heir? So they explain, Amar Abaye oil v'uchzeka nachala be'oto shevet. So as long as the wife was alive, after the husband passed away, the estate is in her possession. So therefore it's go by the tribunal of her father. So since that's the way the estate was established in the tribe of the mother, so therefore ma'amidim ota al chezkata, you put it on her, it's in a way it's not removed from the possession in order to transfer it to the son's heir, who are from a different tribe. So the Mishnah said, Amar lo ben Azai al achlukim anu mistarim. Ben Azai said to a great Rabbi Akiva, we're already troubled by the case of this disputation between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. They're already in disagreement. Amar Rabbi Simlai Ada Amra, meaning you derive from that, Ben Azai Talmid Chaver de Rabbi Akiva Ava. That's a very interesting concept in Talmud. You have someone who's in one hand a disciple, but is also a colleague. So originally it was his students, and then it changed and he became his colleague, the Ka'amar Lei Shebata, because he said to him, do you come in a second person rather than using more formal third person.